Hij was even zoeken naar compleet. welcome back. Welcome back. It's very good to see you all still here. Actually, even more people in the back of the room, which is quite exciting. So hundreds of people came here for the PortXL Shakedown. I hope you all had a very nice networking moment, met the people, that you wanted to meet. I also was informed that some investors approached a couple of startups already during the break, so that is very encouraging, of course. So what you have to know about PortXL, that it is a mentor-driven accelerator. It's a really important part of the whole program, because the exchange between the startup and the corporate is so valuable for both sides. And we've heard, of course, a couple of startups, and in the rest of the program, we will hear 6 more startup pitches. But from the other side, from the mentor side, what are the experiences? So this is why we asked startups, okay, who did you really like as a mentor over the past 100 days? And this name of this young man came up quite frequently. So I would like you to give it up for Gerard van der Hoeven, ladies and gentlemen.
You're right that I was voted, but I didn't even know that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think your modesty is part of why you're so successful.
I don't know, but I really enjoyed doing it and supporting the startups and supporting them in the progress meetings. Also, thanks to the guys from PortXL.
Yeah. So could you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. So I have been doing nothing else than building businesses for myself, also within the bigger corporate, and built a lot of experience over the last 20 years in different areas that are emerging. There's fast change, cloud area, telco, and also IoT and machine learning.
And when you saw PortXL that they were looking for mentors, why did you apply?
In all honesty, I didn't see it. Paul Smithy, I had him on the phone and said, "Why are you not involved in PortXL? Because you really should be there." I said, "I haven't heard of it, but I love the idea already." I'm from from a maritime family. My grandfather had a boat, and he was doing a lot in that. And I actually have this crew that is in my working space at home. So I really am linked to the harbor and the maritime sector from that perspective. So I'm really glad I was suggested by Paul.
Yeah. So what kind of questions were you asked most?
I don't think that I got a lot of questions. I'm afraid I've been rather critical every now and then on the model, on the potential of the startup. How to change your assets into something that is viable and sustainable for a long period. Because that's always hard in any industry. With our industry is maybe a bit more protected and not as visible as everything that's happening in Silicon Valley. And still you need to have the same principles in building a company.
Yeah, but I mean, in the port ecosystem, it's not all about hardware, right? But still, it is important to be critical, of course.
Yeah. I didn't say hardware, I did say you need to be viable and sustainable.
So those startups come up to you, and you're an experienced entrepreneur, you're a mentor, and then you tell them that actually maybe this was not such a good idea sometimes.
Okay, so
Yeah. So what happens next?
They didn't got angry actually. I was kind of surprised, but it was great to see the pictures today that some of the startups really worked on the suggestions we made in the beginning of the progress meeting, so that really worked out. One of the startups had a completely different market originally, and now we're focused on a market where there's actual growth and it's real opportunity. So I was a little bit, and I think that should help. So.
Yeah. So will you stay in contact with them? Did you build up some relationships?
I really liked building up a lot of contacts in the whole harbor and market industry, so that was really good. And I'll be definitely in touch and maybe closely involved with some of the startups.
Okay, so this also means that actually for your business, it was very helpful to be a mentor.
Yeah, so part of the business I do is innovation consulting. I have a consulting network around the globe. So some of our clients are corporates that are looking for innovation, and they could actually innovate a lot quicker by cooperating or maybe even investing and acquiring some of the startups. So there's some real opportunities that are being discussed recently and in coming weeks. It really leads to results and of benefit to everybody.
So on behalf of all the startups, but I think on behalf of everybody also in the audience today, we would like to thank you for your effort and everything that you've done.
Well, it's
Is
only...
that so? Yes.
I want to add to that. It's not me, the whole group of mentors that put so much energy in it, and I would also, I'm very much impressed by how PortXL was managed and structured and how well it was done, how much pressure they put on the startup. So, and the praise goes to them mainly. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. So I'm standing here because of the live stream, so that the people actually can also see us, because we're still live here from the Maassilo in Rotterdam. This is the second half of our program today. The next startup that is going to pitch after seeing the startup introduction movie is Loadbox.
The first thing is investing $1,000 investment. The investment was helping us understand exactly the problem that we're trying to solve, and when we understood there was basically visibility and transparency, we fired. So PortXL was definitely a huge, important player in the change that we're going to. We believe that visibility and transparency is the most important thing for cargo owners. That's what we do. We decided to do with a Chinese company. We are doing 1,800 containers for them in the next 2 months. And our goal right now is to connect South America to China and to Rotterdam. It makes sense for us to stay in Rotterdam because we need a connection between South America and China.
Hello everyone, my name is Eduardo, I'm CEO of Loadbox. And have you ever tried to ship a product from Peru to Russia, for example? It won't be easy. Cargo owners have no transparency or visibility in the supply chain. They make international logistics one of the most painful processes for companies, and I don't believe that's the way it should be. International logistics today work as a barrier for companies, and I believe it should work as a bridge, not a barrier. And I'm not the first one who thought about that. In the European Freight Logistics Leaders Forum, they talked about how the lack of visibility is affecting the efficiency of the whole supply chain. VentureBeat said that the price transparency is affecting the whole industry, and TechCrunch called international logistics a $1 trillion opportunity for innovation. So when we got here to Rotterdam, we decided to talk to freight forwarders to help them deliver all this efficiency to the market, to help them bring international logistics to the internet age. But they said they're fine, visibility is not a problem, they're good the way they are. So we decided to talk to cargo owners, the company that actually has the cargoes, the most important player in this industry. And we asked them, do you have a problem with visibility? And they said, yes, huge, please solve it. And that's what we're doing. We believe transparency brings data, which brings efficiency. And that's how we are bringing international logistics to the internet age. Loadbox provides all online freight forwarding service. With us, cargo owners have all the visibility they want, and we help them increase their efficiency in the supply chain. Inside Loadbox, cargo owners can quote and book door-to-door logistics service, and we even track and do data analytics about every single shipment they have. Basically, we take care of everything. We decided to do this shift in our company a month ago, and since then we haven't stopped growing yet. Just to give an example, we have today 1,700 containers under management in our platform. And this number will not stop growing, since Loadbox is focused on 3 specific routes: South America to Asia, South America to Europe, and Europe to Asia. These 3 routes together have 17.5 million containers every single year. If you look at the average price per route, that means a $27 billion opportunity. And since we have 1,700 containers under management in our platform today, that means we have already signed $2.57 million in contracts. 2.5 million with 15,000 of investment from PortXL. Imagine what we can do if you believe in us. We start our fundraising today. We're looking for 4.5 million euros. This money we use to develop new technologies in the big data, fintech, and document area, and to help us expand our operation in Brazil, the Netherlands, and China. With this investment, we believe we can get 2020 with 100,000 containers in our platform, and that means $172 million in contracts. But it's not only about great technology. It's about people. We are good at what we do, and we have the data to back it up. We have an amazing team of engineers, a couple of logistics experts, a mathematician modeler, and an economist. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a cargo and want to ship, come to our box. Because logistics is not your business, it is ours. Thank you very much and very much.
The next company, ladies and gentlemen, is PortXL. And this company is going to give it their best. So in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, they will have to convince you to get involved with PortXL. And also for them, of course, they need your support. So Twitter about them, put a message on Facebook, or even use Snapchat. We don't care. Help PortXL with the coming 3.5 minutes.
Before we started, we just three different moments that were really good. The first one was discussions about business model. We had a conventional hackathon, which was great. The guys really wanted to perfect. And last, we had mentor meetings, and with this guy, the mentor, that helped us a lot with introducing us with an investor and possible company that's going to be building our controls. We have large customers. We don't have the machine. It's going to be a hot summer. We're going to deliver the models in September. And then it's from that on. We'll be staying in Rotterdam. I think this environment is very here. There's space, there are people. I live close by for the service.
Welcome. My name is Gerrit Smith, and I'm CEO of PortXL. And we build ships differently. People think shipbuilding is a romantic industry. Men of steel building giants of the ocean. Well, it's not. Labor has been outsourced, and on-time delivery is a continuous struggle. And today, we have reached the limits of available production methods. So what we need is a game changer. And it's called direct manufacturing. And I can hear you think, hey, shouldn't this be 3D printing? Well, 3D printing is great. But for a proper model, you need to print really small, tiny layers. And ships are pretty big, so good luck there. A different way, CNC cutting. But for CNC cutting, you need to build a solid block first. What you actually would like is a rough shape that looks like a ship. And then finish it with CNC cutting. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to print a rough shape and finish it in one machine. And it's called hybrid manufacturing. RAS-10. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's delivered. 10-meter models in a full cradle-to-cradle fashion. And we're going to use our AS10 for all shipbuilding. Prototyping, molding, and direct production. But let's start with prototyping first. And in shipbuilding, prototyping is towing tanks. Towing tanks, big tanks, used to analyze wave patterns, and towing tanks are really interesting. We just started. We already made quotations for the major players. The first deliveries are scheduled in September. How far can we go in prototyping? Well, total market size is 80 million euros, and 26 European towing tanks produce over 1,000 models every year, and we plan to take
1/3 of that market, which will return us a profit of over 4 million euros in 2020. So now, to all the people here with money, we need 70k to upgrade our XL printer to a hybrid machine, and next year we need 600 extra to build a full production environment. And now, to all the people here, the designers, the engineers, please send me your 3D models and we make them safe. Thank you, big time.
Thank you so much. That is a great pitch. Our next company up came in with an idea, pivoted a couple of times. Sometimes it was actually really rough. But if you see the smile on the man's face who's going to be on stage after the start of the introduction movie, you forget all about that and start investing right away. I'm talking about Look.
Before for working hardware, but we see now here is not scalable, it's only hardware. And now for with the software, we have the all tools and the knowledge for making more scalable now market using our internet platform. PortXL help in contact, important contact for technical validation and for open the market about our products. After PortXL, we decided to open our headquarters here in Rotterdam, now company is Dutch company, and we start to make pilots with Merck, Total Reviews, and Mission.
Good afternoon, my name is Francisco from Colombia, from the Internet of Industrial Things company. We create a smart platform that integrates sensors, software, and hardware together to automate processes in logistics. We are working in two solutions in this moment. To our customer, Luivan, the biggest exporter bananas from Colombia, they super test and drag inside into containers because they don't know who can open the container on the road. So they use a plastic suit. It's a right solution. We create this block with multi-controls and sensors inside that if somebody tries to open the door, send in real-time alerts in your smartphone. Also, from our smart platform can make remote opening from anywhere. Try to imagine you cargo now in Shanghai and you are now in Rotterdam. To send a command from our platform and open it if some customs, for example, need inspection. With the same technology, we start to develop the second solution for Maassilo. They will prevent explosion in tires on the road for high level of temperature. For this, we create a sensor system installed in each wheel that sends data in our smart platform. The logistics operator can make a predictive and predictive maintenance. Also, make a rotation of tires. The long life of tires now in the world is 1 or maximum 2 years. With our solution, increasing 3 or 4 years is a lot of money that can save a truck company per year per truck. So we create an innovation ecosystem and develop our sensors with Canada and our tracking with Israel and software development with Colombian team. All together come to Rotterdam and go to market, and it's very big market. The Internet of Industrial Things will create in the next 3 years in $1 billion. Now we have 4 patents, successful pilots with Univan and Michelin, and revealed with Boston and coming Total Focus and Bengal Agricola pilots. We are looking for clients, strategic partnerships to go to market and expand investment. We ask for more R&D, and we expect to combat what lies even with sensory systems. This is obtained, genius in electronics, software, and hardware, and we are ready for challenge. In Globe, we feel passion for challenge. If you have any challenge, please contact us and Global with Globe. Thank you.
And to all the people from Colombia who are now joining us through the live stream, hello, and Rotterdam loves you. Boskalis is one of the main partners here at the PortXL program, so therefore it's also very right to invite somebody onto the stage to tell us about the experiences of Boskalis over the last 100 days. Please give it up for Mr. Sander Steenbeek. So maybe there are a few people who don't know what Boskalis actually does, but could you, in short, pitch Boskalis to the audience?
Well, most of the people here may know Boskalis from 100 years ago when it started out as a trading company. But since then, it has evolved into a maritime service provider, including offshore energy sector services, heavy transport, towage services, and self-serve shipwrecks.
Wow, okay, that's quite independent.
It's a lot of things, and it all happens on the water.
So, how do you innovate at Boskalis, and why do you need PortXL?
Well, at Boskalis we have an innovation department. It's a really great group of people that I'm happy to manage them, so we do research. But we do a lot more. We have our own innovation challenge, challenging the people in the organization to come up with great ideas, and we are working with startups. And that's what we're doing for Excel.
Do startups have better ideas than your own team?
Well, more is better, and it's definitely the case that not everything will has to come from your own organization. You have to look outside. And the world is so much bigger than only Boskalis.
You have quite some mentors actively involved into the program. What kind of input did they bring to you, to the company?
That was diverse. Of course, Boskalis is a company where we have a lot of engineers. So we provided technical advice. I focused on business development for one of the startups. And we had a team mentor. So we were involved in the different aspects of and roles of mentors.
Yeah. So was that so helpful that you actually also changed some own plans that you had, or is it just an extra?
Well, the key thing is that why we got involved was just to be part of the program. And to actually work with the startups to share our knowledge, share our network, and share our facilities. And the reason for that is that we feedback the things that the startups are doing. We feed it back into our own processes of idea development.
Yeah. So did you or did you not change some of the plans that you already had?
Well, it doesn't work directly in that way. It works indirectly because it affects the people that were involved in this program. They act differently. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, of course, because the business is also very it's long term, so investments also take lots of time. Is it easy for a company as Boskalis to sometimes also have multiple processes with different kinds of speeds and paces?
Well, the thing is that in our company, we're like a corporate which uses a tanker, and we change course slowly. But in these times, especially in these times, sometimes we have to act very quickly. And this is where we can learn from the startups, and we are also inspired by the startups.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sander Steenbeek of Boskalis. So we have 3 more startups to go. And this startup you actually already saw on stage when Vopak announced that they have a deal with PortXL.
So before Rotterdam, we were looking at expanding in the U.S. and what we originally targeted as a niche market, which was medium to small owner-operator ports. But it was really difficult to find a way to scale. Well, our product roadmap, a couple of ideas that we had, were really needed here. And so it's been exciting to kind of validate that idea, look at what we have intended to build, in the next year or so. And I would say that my network here, after 3 months in Rotterdam with PortXL, is probably the most extensive network that I have in any port. After PortXL, I think we'll be looking to close our investment round so that we can move our operations here in Rotterdam, open an office, and then begin development on our phase 2 idea that we think is really going to be helpful.
Hello, I'm Captain Brian, and I have spent my entire seagoing career wasting my time. Coordinating port calls is a waste of time, and I'll tell you why. When things inevitably go wrong or change, modern ports are still reaching for phones and faxes for coordination. That's one of the reasons this is happening. Congestion. Ships waiting offshore for days. Now, as a captain, I hate standing in line at the grocery store. So you can imagine my frustration sitting offshore for a couple of days, not really sure what's going on, and blowing about $25K a day on operating expenses. Congestion is really expensive, and the costs are skyrocketing. The entire industry is screaming for better coordination to solve congestion. PortCall.com provides coordination for ships from sea to the quay and back again. No one has time to wait for phone calls with critical updates. We asked, what if a ship could tweet? Tell you it was late. As today's ports reach for phones and faxes, the future of collaboration is decentralized and mobile. And here's how it works. One change, and everyone involved is notified all at once. It should be that simple. This is our current business model. We are a SaaS web application, and we are currently live in 10 ports in the United States. We have 2 subscriptions available, and we originally launched in September of 2015. Our product roadmap includes a new subscription called The Stream, which will appeal to a much broader customer base. And this is going to be a key part of our expansion strategy into Europe. The Stream will allow us to light up our choice of ports without having to work through a bunch of agreements and getting everyone working together. We'll be able to come in, light it up, and share what we have. With an investment of 750,000 euros, we'll be able to bring the Stream online much faster than we were planning to, based on our original projections for revenue in the green, with just our 2 subscriptions. So we're looking to quintuple our revenue over the next 5 years with this Stream. And of course, we've already been able to talk about Vopak, but I'll take a moment to just thank a couple of people that helped me from Vopak quite a bit. Bart Vandermeer, and Eric Bonkamp have been great champions for PortXL. Thank you very much. And we've also, just this week, are very proud to announce that we've been selected as an associate partner for the Port Collaborative Decision-Making Project, which is part of a larger initiative called STM, funded by the EU. And essentially, this gives us a seat at the table where they're defining the international port call coordination standards, and they're hoping to eventually submit that to the International Maritime Organization. We're very proud to also say that we are the only startup on this major consortium of industry, government, etc. So let PortCall unify the many partners in your port so that Rotterdam competes as one team against the world. PortXL.com. One port, one schedule.
Wow, actually meeting a captain in real person, that is really, really cool. And now doing something totally different, but yet it is really actually the same. So using his experience, really, really cool. So our next startup also has a pretty special story. And if you listen carefully to the startup introduction movies, sometimes also between the lines, you hear some of the experience that they've had over the 3 months. And of course, I'm talking about Bingo.
Before we came here, we were based in Seattle, Washington, and we had built a product for professionals to upload their licenses and certificates and to keep track of them. We have to keep people counting, and we came here to explore the possibility that maritime companies would need assistance with tracking all of their licenses and credentials. PortXL put us in contact with big players in the maritime industry, in the port industry, that really helped us to understand their needs and discover that they really wanted this product. We plan on starting our pilot phase with the companies we've been talking to since we've been here in the fall, and moving here to the Netherlands.
The BP oil disaster in the Gulf of Mexico was the worst oil spill in our history. One of the critical failures identified in the incident was the insufficient emergency response training of the vessel crew. When I heard this, I was standing my watch on the navigation bridge of this vessel. I was a licensed bridge officer on the crew that risked their lives to stop the spill. I was there. I understand more than most how training was a link in the chain reaction that became this disaster. So let's take a look at why. Credentials are the sum of all licenses and certifications that a worker needs to do their job. Maritime and oil and gas professionals have to manage all of these credentials and get renewal training before they expire. Companies have to manage the credentials in their workforce, which is a tremendous amount of data to keep track of. We have created a software intelligence solution that eliminates the busy work of managing credentials. And it links industry professionals, training course providers, and companies on one platform. We give professionals the tools they need to keep their credentials up to date. Training course providers can manage online bookings, advertise for their target audience for free, and also expand their market reach. And by simplifying credential management, companies can maximize HR staff efficiency, cut training costs, and most importantly, ensure the compliance of their workforce at all times. For this, we provide a free basic profile to professionals. Course providers also get a free basic profile and only pay transaction fees when a course is booked. And we are offering companies per employee pricing and no startup costs for a basic credential management package. This is the Pingle team. I have 13 years experience in the maritime and oil and gas industry. Our CTO has more than 14 years experience at Microsoft, and our COO has several years experience in legal compliance. It is our mission to make credential management as efficient as possible in order to leave more time to focus on what matters. Together, we can prevent work-related accidents, and that will reduce the likelihood of future disasters. If you're interested in joining our team as an investor, our seed round is open. Half of the $750K round has been claimed. Also, this fall, we'll be launching our pilot. We're negotiating those pilots with 4 companies. And I'm very excited to announce that just yesterday, SCCBV, a major course provider here in the Netherlands, is joining Pingle. If you think that we can help you with this problem, please come see our demo after the pitches. We are Pingle, your credential name.
So, as you already understand, another company that is going to stay in the Netherlands, that is going to be part of the port ecosystem by PortXL, ladies and gentlemen. So it is already time for our 12th and final startup pitch. And also for this company, it is really exciting for them to announce something special. But not yet, because first they will have to pitch, and we are going to look at their startup introduction.
So, the from the guys in PortXL, I built a prototype out of plastic piping, but in the 3 months since we got that call, we're now building a proper prototype idea. The technology is the top better I could have ever imagined. If you told me where we would be 3 months ago, I could never have guessed myself. So having lived through it in redesign and photos, every single contact with a producer like PortXL, in my case, has been a CEO or a decision maker or something very high up that has made things happen. And those contacts and that network of life to our mentors and people PortXL are valuable. And that's what we're good for. We're staying here in Rotterdam. We've now become a BV, so we're officially Dutch. We also have a new client in Rotterdam. I'm telling you too much about it yet, so we're about to sign a contract very, very shortly. And we're also looking to Dubai as well. So we have a lot of global reach already.
Thank you. I'd like to tell you a little bit of a story about how we got to where we are, and it starts with a cup of coffee and 2 men in a boat. I was having a cup of coffee here in Cape Town, South Africa, where I'm from, and I'd recently exited a business looking around for things to do, and I was watching 2 men clean the port in a boat. One of them was driving the boat, and the other one had one of those magic picker-uppers. He was driving around, picking up a Coke can here, picking up a takeaway packet over there. And while they were doing that, the tide was going out, and all that plastic soup that they couldn't get to was going out into the ocean. So my entrepreneurial mind said I wanted this as a business. I'm an environmentalist, but I'm also, at heart, a businessman. So I thought, well, let me see if there's a problem here that I can solve more efficiently than 2 men in a boat. There's definitely a problem. 18 million tons of plastic waste goes into our ocean every single year. 80% of that comes from ports and harbours where we are currently, exactly the same as this, from canals, rivers, ports, harbours. 80% of that, 8 million, ends up in the ocean. By the year 2025, we put 80 million tons of plastic into the ocean every single year. To give you some idea of what that is, we'll be able to 3D print full-size versions of the Titanic annually 550 times. That's a lot of Titanics and a lot more dead Leonardo DiCaprio's. I don't want to pretend there isn't solutions out there, but quite clearly these solutions are reactive. We wait till the waste builds up, and then we go and attack it. And they're not working, otherwise we wouldn't have the problem that we're talking about today. They cost a lot to employ, they cost a lot to maintain, and they're inefficient. What we needed was something that was efficient, was doing our job all the time. For those of you who have kids, maybe you know Wally, the robot that was left on Earth to clean up our mess after we had to leave. We came up with a Wally of the seas, which is this, the waste shop. It's battery powered, it collects up to 500 kilograms of waste at any one time. It's sensory aware, so it learns its environment. It gets better the more time it spends in the water. Those of you who have automatic vacuum cleaners, exactly the same thing. Can you imagine an army of these things in the water cleaning up that mess that we have at the moment? That's what we've come up with. If you want to chat more about the algorithms and the cleverness behind it, I'm quite happy to do so, but here I would just bore a hell of a lot of people in one go. It's fine having these ideas, but we need investment and we need customers. Our investment needs at the moment are about 250,000 euros. That'll get us through the next year. It'll help us scale up our team right here in Rotterdam, where we are now staying. Although I have a British passport, I now need to get a Dutch one. Thank you, Brexit. But we're here for the long haul, and we're determined to do it. We have a fantastic engineering company right here in the heart of Rotterdam, RDM, Genuine Engineering, who are helping us with this, so we're using Dutch expertise. We have 2 brilliant projects coming up very shortly. End of next month, we will be in the Durban harbour back in South Africa, where we'll be doing a legislative and regulatory test on drones in active areas. But more exciting for us, the port of Rotterdam, the smartest, most innovative port in Europe, if not the world,
is going to partner with us for the next 6 months. So we're going to take our technology from what you see here and scale it up to an autonomous piece of kit in 6 months' time. So within the next 6 months, you will see these Wally Super Seas, our waste shop, floating around this very area, cleaning up our environment. I think it's a very brave move from the port. I think it's incredibly exciting. A world first right here in Rotterdam. And we look forward to talking to you more about that and spending some more future with you right here in Holland. So thank you very much. If you have questions, we'll come and chat to you. And thanks for listening. Go ahead and be it.
So you briefly talked about it, but we'll be having another signing session, and would like to invite onto the stage the CEO of the Port of Rotterdam, Mr. Allard Kastelein. Please give it up for Mr. Kastelein. So, being the CEO of the port, of course you have many responsibilities. I'm happy that you are here today and share with us also some of your experiences over the past 3 months here at PortXL.
Thank you. Let me start by saying that I'm hugely energized, truly am, by the energy actually explicitly shared by the contestants and all the people in the room, but not only today, but certainly from the word go, actually, when we first made the decision in Port of Rotterdam to start this PortXL program. And I'm so very pleased that it's not only the energy of the team, but also the power and the quality of the ideas presented here today, that we're here to witness such a festive and great event with such successes already on a very prosperous journey.
Right. But it's not only as inspiration that you're looking after, right?
No, clearly not. But as a port area, we're faced with huge challenges, right? Whether it's an energy transition or an environmental challenge, Paris Accord, or whether it's digitization, or whether it's social elements of employment. And it's great to see innovation come to this traditional set and scenery and express the opportunities innovation can actually bring to existing businesses and a prosperous future. Because we should face those challenges in Rotterdam from a position of strength and opportunity rather than a threat. I think what these contestants and all these players and people that have contributed have shown to us that actually these opportunities are there to grab and are there to go after. So we're exceedingly excited that we can be part of it. We're very much excited that it's taking place here in Rotterdam.
So what about the expectations? We're now 100 days old, the program, the first batch. Still meet up with you, what you did expect on beforehand?
Yeah, more than. I mean, it's fantastic to show and witness and experience the various contestants from the various backgrounds, to listen to the fact that whether it's a major international company like Vopak or the EU or a education center like SEC contributing already, all the business plans seem to make sense. They seem to be, I mean, I wish our business plans had the same kind of growth trajectories. I mean, my CFO would be exceedingly pleased. And the mere fact that 12 companies have a viable business plan and decided to stay in the city and to grow their business from this base, I think it's the best testimony we could ever have hoped for.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah. So, what about the roadmap? Because what happens after? I mean, what do you foresee that is going to happen with this program?
So this was the first year, it was a test, it was a trial. Many of us here in the room tried hard to get enough companies to join, to create the funds, to set up the framework, to get the quality of the support. All these business entrepreneurs have expressed their appreciation for 3 months of support by business men and entrepreneurs. And I'm very pleased to confirm that in 2017 we will continue with the program. We hope it will be stronger than it is today, and will build on the strong foundations and the experience that we've gained throughout this session in 2016.
Yeah. I think this is good news, right?
Yeah.
So PortXL 2017, but we're not there yet, right? This is Shakedown 2016. So right. So can you share my original question? Actually, can you share some personal experiences that you've had over the past 3 months?
Well, I think the most important one to me is the continuous excitement and energy conveyed by the contestants and the participants, whether it was meeting with business people from the port that provide support, or whether it was meeting the people that actually are the entrepreneurs, for the people organizing it. It was a continuous journey of highs, matched with lows, because people have been on a low, they've had been in the doldrums, but they've always met up and subsequently with someone who really brought them to the next level and the next stage again. I think the power of the collective energy making it happen was to me the highlight. And it culminates today in 12 entries and 12 participants deciding to stay in the scene.
Yes, so final question, how will this all resonate inside of the Port of Rotterdam? What will you do with all this gained knowledge and new experience?
Well, I mean, that's to a large extent for the entrepreneurs and the investors. Proof of concept needs to take place. But I think what's happening in a very short period of time, that Rotterdam, the Port of Rotterdam, is becoming more and more known as a very productive environment to engage in entrepreneurship, in new ideas, in innovation, and that you can find ways and means and opportunities, whether it's money, or whether it's students, or whether it's a labor force, or whether it's a well-established business, to start your business, to grow your idea, and to really innovate in an existing framework and a huge, high-quality business environment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kastelein. Give it up for the CEO of the Port of Rotterdam. And now also it's time for business, right?
Right.
This is all about business. We're going to sign a deal between Brand Marine and the Port of Rotterdam. And before you both say something about the deal, we're first officially going to sign it. Then there's also press can take their photographs. And also some of the journalists here can also take notes.
Mr. Deal, time to back out if you want to.
I wonder why you didn't negotiate 9 months rather than 6.
We tried.
Before I sign, may I just confirm? I think every idea made a huge amount of sense to me, right? And every idea, whether it's from a maritime application or from a confirmation of accreditation or logistics, all elements make sense. I'm personally very much involved in the environment. I think we have a huge challenge ahead of us. I'm also an amateur scuba diver. I've dived through these plastic suits. It's a disgrace. The fact that we wish to position the port of Rotterdam not only as the smartest port and the port that embraces innovation, but also as a port that is leading in sustainability, makes me very, very pleased and proud to have signed this contract. I sincerely hope that Rain Marine will establish its businesses not only in Rotterdam but across the world. It's also a testimony to our own team, the Port Waste team, from our internal innovation efforts, that we find this opportunity. But altogether, the environment on this planet will only benefit if this spreads across the world. So I wish you every success, not only in Rotterdam, but I'm happy you can start here.
Well, the Dutch, the contract was the Dutch. It came down to, I mean, some people do. To what extent, we don't know. We will see. Please, about this cooperation, because it's something special. It's not happening every day. Brand Marine, what are you going to do?
We're going to stage this project over the next 6 months. So obviously having a autonomous vehicle in any port in any part of the world presents its own problems. There's no legislation for autonomous vehicles, much like on the roadways at the moment for autonomous cars. Autonomous vehicles at the port also legislatively still not there. Our plan over the next 6 months is to prove that they do work. We obviously have collision avoidance, much like you would have in a modern car. But our plan is to prove that they can operate in a busy port and that they can actually pick up the waste that they can, which we know they can. We've tested them in South Africa. But this is a real opportunity for us to set this in a very busy way.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do to actually concretely help them?
We'll continue to provide the business support as Red Marine have received so far. We're going to work also on the regulatory and legislative framework. We're going to ensure that safety and security are paramount, that the ship movements in the port will can go in parallel with the cleaning up efforts, and we'll of course try and test and assess how these vessels can be deployed most efficiently in order for the scale up to be as quickly as possible.
And this can be the first project where anywhere in the world there will be an autonomous.
It could be autonomous. We could actually consider teaming up with Red Marine across the globe. We have a port in Sohar in Oman. We have other international efforts. So I'm not excluding any further collaboration from that perspective either in this country.
Wow. Okay. Finally, your applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the deal between. Of course, pictures first. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was it. 12 pitches, 2 deals, and many more to come. I think my perspective being here on stage, that the energy so high, the energy is so cool. It's so cool to be part of the startup, and it's so cool to actually go and do it yourself as well. And I think that everybody who was involved in the project over the last 3 months has experienced that doing way better than talking. Just start your own thing and go with the flow and make it happen. So thank you to all the starters. Thank you to all the mentors. Thank you to all the partners. And thank you also for being here today. We're now going to enjoy some networking here in the hall further down. We have some demos also of the startups. So the startups will personally explain to you what it is that they're doing, and also, of course, engage in talks about actually doing business. So I think we have a closing ceremony now, and I need some help for that, because you have already seen the red button that we're going to push. It is a kind of a farewell, but next year we'll be back. So next year, in 2017, we'll be here on stage celebrating another year of PortXL, but now it's actually time to go with 2016. This was 100 Days of PortXL. This is the Shakedown.